So good afternoon, everyone. My name is GlenNeta Griffin, and welcome to the Georgia Micro Enterprise Network's Next Level Business panel discussion. We are so excited to be with you guys today. I am going to serve as your host today. I am a consultant, an entrepreneur, media professional. Hopefully, if you guys have any media questions, I can help out in that area as well. But we have such an amazing panel that I want to bring on board. We're still waiting on one. We got caught up in a couple of events today, but it is okay because Adam is going to join us in just a few minutes, so don't worry about it. If you guys have any questions, we want to make sure that we answer all of those for you today. So there's a chat box below. Go ahead and start dropping your questions in there, or if something in the conversation triggers it, drop it below, and then we will answer all of the questions in the last 15 minutes, unless we finish up quickly, okay? But we will definitely try to get to everyone's questions. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our panelists. Angela also has another event that she's going to run to shortly. So I'm going to let her open up with her introduction, and then we're going to go on to our other panelists. Angela, if you would go ahead and unmute for me. So Angela R. Walton, our amazing NAVGA Hub officer. She manages 7 partnering organizations who provide technical assistance and support to entrepreneurs and small businesses throughout the state of Georgia. Not just Atlanta, not just Albany, but throughout the entire state of Georgia. And she's literally like a superhero because she literally just flies to all these different cities and she just makes it look so easy. But please welcome Angela Walton. Please, Angela, tell us a little bit more about your background and about yourself. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, GlenNeta, and thank you for providing this forum for us to share. I just noticed one of our partners just logged in from the Georgia Hispanic Chamber. I see all kinds of folks. I love seeing that, so I'm not going to get distracted, but my background is not necessarily entrepreneurship, y'all. It's really interesting how we all navigate to certain areas of our lives. I am an electrical engineer by trade from the University of Tennessee, but a native of Atlanta. I worked in real estate development. I've worked in Hong Kong, building airports. I've done developments in Kansas and have morphed into assisting entrepreneurs to grow their business. So I'm just excited to be here and share with you the programs that we have here at Georgia Micro Enterprise Network.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Angela. All right, so let's move on to JT. JT, he is a brand manager and he is with Just Raw, one word, Creatives, Just Raw Creatives. Check him out on social media. JT, tell us about yourself.
How you doing, everybody? My name is JT. I am a brand manager for startups and small businesses. I'm excited to be here today just to lend some experiences, knowledge, and information that I've gained over the years of being a full-time entrepreneur. I am going into 6 years next year, full-time, and it has been a journey. We're not going to say wonderful. We're not going to say bad. We're just going to say it's been a journey. So I'm excited to be here with these phenomenal panelists, and I just hope that we're able to give you what you need to get you to your next.
Absolutely. Thank you, JT. Yes, entrepreneurship is definitely a journey. And guys, let me just tell you this. We are not here today to make it look easy and to say, hey, entrepreneurship is just, we never make any mistakes and we know everything. No, we're here to tell you about some of the mistakes that we've made also so that you don't have to, and then how to make your journey a little bit easier. So next we have Katrina Taylor Parks. She is the NAVGA and GMIN program did I say the right? Evaluator, is that right?
Yes.
Evaluator.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Katrina, tell us about yourself.
Good morning or good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much for this forum. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate GMIN and NAVGA giving me this opportunity. I am operating in a consultant role right now, and my primary role with GMIN is the evaluator for this NAVGA program, as you stated. My background is in government, public service. I am a retired government official. I have a lived experience which caused me to be here and embrace entrepreneurship. And I've had, my experience is very diverse, working with a lot of business people from the inside. And now I'm navigating it myself. My MBA is in international business from Georgia Tech. And so I'm happy to share and talk about all of the experiences, the good, bad, and the indifferent. So we're ready.
Awesome. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for donating and giving us your time today and your expertise. So we do have Adam with us now. So Adam and Angela are both at the same event that they're going to have to run back to. So Adam, thank you for joining us. Adam is the Chief Operating Officer for the Georgia Micro Enterprise Network. Adam, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Thank you so much, GlenNeta, and thanks to everyone for joining the panel. And thanks for everyone who is on Zoom watching us. We're certainly delighted to have you a part of this program as a part of GMAN. I am Adam Smith. I am relatively new to the GMAN organization. I have been on board for about a month and a half, but I'm not new to working with GMAN because I've had the pleasure and honor to work with this incredible organization for a couple of years, and it's been a phenomenal experience. My background is in law and government. And I've had the pleasure of representing businesses from small to large corporations in the past on various legal matters. I sort of transitioned from the legal field to government and spent a lot of time doing government work and working with many small businesses, entrepreneurs, to small, large corporations. And so I've got some very good background in advising, counseling, assisting small businesses, entrepreneurs from the inception all the way to total development of their corporation, so or their business or entity. I deal primarily on the policy side. I also assist with the organizational structure development, maintenance, and advise corporations, small businesses, entrepreneurs on just formation issues, on development issues, on pivoting issues. So I got the experience to certainly assist entrepreneurs in the development of their business. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. So yes, I saw a couple questions in there. Are the attendees off camera? You absolutely are. So enjoy your lunch. You just keep on eating and listening and take a few notes on the side, okay? So we're going to jump in with Angela first, because again, Angela has to run back to another event. And Angela, thank you so much for even jumping on with us and giving us your time today. So Angela, what should people know about NAVGA?
Thank you for asking, GlenNeta. So what they should know about this program, it is available to any aspiring entrepreneur or small business owner located in the state of Georgia. We provide what's called free technical assistance. That's just one-on-one help to assist you with what your needs are in business. We are sponsored and powered by, which means we're funded by, the Small Business Administration. I just have one quote that I want to share with you. This program, the Community Navigator Pilot Program, is an American Rescue Plan Act initiative, and it was designed to reduce the barriers that all small businesses, including those owned by what is often called disadvantaged groups, such as veterans, women, those from rural areas, and communities of color, what they often face around critical support. So our program provided $100 million around the country from the SBA for trusted advisors like the Georgia Micro Enterprise Network to help folks navigate in entrepreneurship. I have to read this quote. The unprecedented hyper-local and national coalition building approach of the Community Navigator businesses will catalyze small businesses. And that's from the Associate Administrator from the Office of Entrepreneur Development with the Small Business Association. He says that these distinguished grantees, of which Georgia Micro Enterprise Network is and so many other that are on the call today, these distinguished grantees will help supercharge our U.S. small businesses recovery. Simultaneously, we're going to help people close the historic and current resource gaps and advance equity, which remains one of the top priorities of the SBA.
Awesome, awesome, good stuff. So tell us about the partnering organization. So you manage 7 of these organizations? Tell us about them. Who are they?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So I want to get through this, and technology is so special, and let me just apologize for any things that you see. I've been advised by my program evaluator on some things that are happening with our COO, our dear friend, because of my Zoom. So ignore the fact that it looks like he might have lipstick, because he doesn't. That is a function of Zoom. And I'm going to try and fix it as soon as I get off. And so,
Okay,
so we
please.
make sure that Mr. Smith does not have lipstick on. Okay, so our partners, first and foremost, Albany Communities Together. They are a CDFI. What is that? It's Community Development Finance Institution. And they are all about building wealth and creating economic opportunities in Georgia by providing access to capital. They work with about 38 surrounding counties around Albany, Georgia. And they're all about connections, capital, and coaching. So that's one of our partners. Along with Albany Communities Together, we have another partner, amazing partner, around the corner in Cordele, Georgia. They too are a CDFI, and they are called Southwest Georgia United. They have business loan programs that are designed to, again, provide access to capital to Georgia businesses with less than 500 employees. In both urban and rural areas. And what I will say about Southwest Georgia United, whereas Albany Communities Together only work with those neighboring counties, Southwest Georgia United is for any county in the state of Georgia. 159 counties. If you need help with small business loans, that organization can help you. And let me just share with you what's so important about that. Whereas you may go to a bank, you may have to collateralize a lot. You might have to have 850 credit score. That's not the case with these organizations, Southwest Georgia United and Albany Communities Together. Their requirements are a bit relaxed, and yet they're still, I want to say, I don't know the right terminology, but they are mandated, I want to say, by financial institutions. So, you know, it's not questionable what they're doing, and they are making the difference in the lives of so many small businesses. Along with those two, one of our other financial literacy organizations is Operation Hope. You may have heard of them. Their programs are all about financial well-being. And so they have coaches that will educate you, that will connect you, and that will coach you so that you can do what you need to do in order to be in a place of financial literacy for yourself personally, as well as your business. Also with us, and I did see him on the call, is Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Tito, thank you for being with us. He's one of our partners. They were established in 1984, and their primary focus is on business formation, business growth. And so our relationship with them is really also about whatever technical assistance folks may need in the area of finance, in the area of legal, accounting, marketing, advertising. And I'm just so excited. They recently graduated a cohort of ladies for Money Smart, and it was in Spanish. Once again, amazing. They're going to do it again, so watch out for it, and it will be in English. So excited about the Georgia Hispanic Chamber. Also, we have the Allen Entrepreneurial Institute. They are the masterminds behind the new Black Wall Street market that's located in Stonecrest, Georgia, where over 100 Black businesses, unapologetic Black businesses, they call it home. The new Black Wall Street market is actually an extension of the Allen Entrepreneur Institute, and they share the mission, which is to increase the size and number of minority and women-owned businesses throughout the United States and globally. Invest Atlanta, they are the official economic development authority for the city of Atlanta. Their purpose is to strengthen Atlanta's economy and their global competitiveness, and to create increased opportunity and prosperity for the people of Atlanta. We work directly with their innovation department, and our partnership is solely around accelerating job creation and helping economic growth for those underrepresented entities, specifically around contracts, certifications, and procurement. If you want to do business with your city, your county, your local government, come see us. We'll get you in one of those cohorts. It's going to be competitive, but I'm just so excited about what they're going to bring. And last but not least, the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs. It is the headquarters of the Georgia Micro Enterprise Network. We are in the facility in one of the rooms where we provide technical assistance. And so this organization is Atlanta's home for Black entrepreneurs. They're all about building Black business. It's a generator for all businesses. And I just want to share with you, it's 54,000 square feet, and it's the largest center of its kind in the US. So those are our partners, really excited about what they have been doing and what they'll continue to do for a period of 2 years, which will close out November of 2023.
Awesome, awesome. Angela, you rock. You are like one of my she-rolls. I just want you to know that, because you know your stuff, girl. You know your stuff. So really quick, let's just recap the categories of the technical assistance that is available, because a lot of times people are like, how do I get money? How do I get funding? How do I get grants and loans? But sometimes that's not your issue. Sometimes you actually do need a coach, and sometimes you just need help with a business plan, or you need help with marketing, or you just need help getting your financials together so you can get to those loans and grants, right? So just tell us one more time about the 7 categories of technical assistance that are available to the public for free, y'all, for free. Okay. So if you don't apply for it, you definitely don't get it. But tell us about those categories.
Thank you. And thank you for the lead in and keeping me on track, GlenNeta. The 7 categories are business development, contracts and procurement, marketing and advertisement, strategic planning, financial, legal, ergo, Mr. Smith, and information technology. And you'll hear even more about that with one of the other panelists that's on today.
Yes,
absolutely. And GlenNeta, if I can just add that among those categories, we have some very dynamic technical advisors who provide that assistance. They've got the expertise to provide that assistance to those who participate in our program. We have some very phenomenal people on our team who provide business development instruction, contract and procurement instruction, strategic planning, information technology, and you'll hear from the guru and a few, marketing and advertising. And I oftentimes look at us as kind of a one-stop shop. I mean, you can come here and we can help you with every aspect of your business and how you want to develop your business. And it's through these programs that GMAN sponsors and provides for the community and for entrepreneurs and businesses that we can do that. And so we encourage participation in those programs.
Awesome, awesome. So just to make this really clear for those that, you know, we welcome all levels of entrepreneurs and never assume that everyone's on the same level. So just to be clear, the SBA has given your organization or your program funding to offer free resources in those categories to the public to help these businesses recover.
That's
Is
correct.
That right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Awesome. Awesome. Angela, we're going to let you go. Can you leave us with a final motivational message for any entrepreneur out there? Because y'all, we know it's hard. So anybody out there, just leave us with a final message.
I would say continue dreaming, never too late to dream, never too late to start, connect, network, be coach, and activate those things that you learn.
I mean, say be coached one more time. Say be coached one more time. Be coached.
Be coached?
Yeah, be coached. Like seriously, like this is literally one of the biggest issues that I've encountered, is that we are not seeking help when we need it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And I'm speaking for myself over here. Like that's one of my biggest issues, is asking for help, because I try to figure it out on my own. But just imagine how much faster we would get to our destination or our goals if we asked for help and got it for free. Okay.
And for free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free.
Angela, thank you so much. Plug the website if they want additional information.
I will do that. And I'm going to go off camera and then come back on camera, because I know Mr. Smith is going to stay with you all. And I'm going to get that lipstick off his lips, because he really doesn't have any. I promise you he doesn't. Thanks so much, GlenNeta.
Thank you so much, Angela. All right, let's go on. We're going to keep moving, guys. That was amazing. Angela is amazing. She completely rocks. All right, let's get into some other questions. So I have a few questions that people have submitted to me in advance that we're going to go down. And JT, I would love to get you to go ahead and weigh in on this. So let's go to what is, and this is for Katrina or JT actually. What is your advice for a startup business? So if someone is on this call today and they're like, you know what, I want to start a business, I don't even know where to start. Like, what is your advice for a startup business? Somebody on the street asking you, JT, how do I start a business?
So what I share with my clients when they come to me ready to want to do the exact same thing, I give them the simplest thing is start with what you can do first. Start with what you can build consistency, what you can get momentum, what you can get wins for first. Because a lot of times and people may not recognize it, but we do see further than where we currently are when we're thinking of different things. We do see the progression. We do see the momentum and the numbers of people. We see further out. And sometimes that gives us that overwhelming experience where now we have anxiety. Now we feel defeated. Now we feel that we can't do it because we saw so much farther than where we are capable of doing right now. But that's a hope that this can happen. But to get there, you have to start with what you know first. So what I would suggest to do is not saying what you're starting with is your end all be all, but it is a key to create a path, create some type of pattern that's going to create momentum. You're going to be able to understand who you are, because who you are before you start a business will not be who you are when you're in that business. You're going to learn new things about yourself. You're going to identify and come to grips with something that you thought you were great at that you're not. Because what I tell people, who you are flows into your business. If you're not on time, your business is not going to be on time. If you're not great with being punctual, time management, if you are maybe a liar, you like to expand the truth, a little bit, or create these false narratives, it's going to flow into your business. And a lot of people think that they can create a business and who they are really won't be seen, but it's going to catch up with you, and you're going to have to be able to deal with that. So my suggestion is, you're wanting to go into starting a business, not saying full time, but maybe to create some type of side income or some type of pattern. You want to ensure that it's something that you can start doing by yourself first. And if you can't, spend time getting the research, spend time getting the knowledge and the information, so that when you do start, at least you know you're starting on what you do know. And as you begin to build, then you begin to move to the second thing. Because a lot of people have so many, I can do this, I can do that, I get it. And guess what? You're going to do it. But if you don't do the first thing first and maximize and win that, it's going to be hard trying to get to the second thing. Because I'm a believer that the big things about my life, if I don't master the first thing first, it's going to seep over to the next thing. And now I'm probably going to miss out on good tools that was going to help me win my second step. I'm going to now feel a lack because what I should have learned in the first one, I overshadowed it trying to get to the next thing. So start with what you know first.
Start with what you know. I love that. Good stuff. Katrina, and we'll get you next, Adam. So Katrina, what is your advice for a startup business?
Well, first of all, the first thing I would say is to listen, right? Angela just gave a lot of information to share about GMIN and the resources that are out there. And so never, to JT's point and Adam's, never miss an opportunity to listen and learn something. I believe in being a lifelong learner. And so that's critical. But more importantly, for me, I recognize that people have a different perspective based on their context of life and their frame of reference, right? The way I see things may not be the same way that you see things. Business starts a small business starts with a desire or your creativity, something that you love to do, but that creativity has to be coupled with the fundamentals of business and understanding that. There are some entities, that's where the phrase came from, mom and pop stores, they went out there, they did it, and they figured it out along the way. That works for some and some it doesn't. To JT's point, you have to know yourself. So my suggestion to an entrepreneur or someone that is interested in business, one, if you're currently in business, understand your consumer, know the trends. Don't necessarily just follow them and jump in them, because you have to be, things change every day, right? And in the consumer world, I'm looking at the numbers and the billions of dollars that were spent just in 2022 as we embark on the possibility of a recession, and people are spending. People spend for what they like, goods and services, right? If I want it, I'm going to go for it. But as the business owner, you have to give me what I think I want, or what you think I need. And how do you do that? The basic principle of life for me is to treat people the way you want to be treated. And that is your consumer, your customer, yourself, your family, right? You treat them well and people will come back.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Adam, what advice do you have for startup business?
Well, certainly I will echo what JT and Katrina have said, and also what Angela mentioned in terms of the many programs that are available through GMIN. But I come from a kind of a different approach, and I look at your policies and your documents and make sure that everything is up to par and organized appropriately. And I could never say enough for making sure that you have your documents in order. You cannot apply for any program, you cannot apply for any funding if your documents are not in order. And I'll give you an example of sort of a small example, but we were assisting a client about a year ago, and they were applying for funding through an SBA program. And one of the requirements requested 3 years of tax documents. And the entrepreneur, small entrepreneur, who had been in business almost 4 years, roughly 4 years, but had enough to meet that requirement, but unfortunately had not maintained those simple documents in order to qualify. And something like that can kick you out of a process, and certainly make you miss out on a very valuable and lucrative opportunity. So I can't say enough about making sure that your organizational documents are intact or in order. And there are programs out there like GMIN that can assist you with making sure that those documents are in order. And so I would highly recommend that as you develop and grow, as you pursue opportunities, make sure that your corporate documents are in order, including your financial documents, because those documents are going to be requested by the agencies and entities who, from whom you seek support, financial support, and also other support.
Awesome. Good stuff. And I can't say that enough, because I think that was part of the problem with a lot of small businesses when the pandemic first hit. They didn't have their documents in order. Therefore, they missed out on a lot of funding that was available to them.
Right.
So
Right.
don't let that happen again. Like, let's learn from our experiences, and, as they go, never make the same mistake twice. So if that was you, let's get it together now, reach out and get the assistance that you need so that moving forward, that will never happen again. JT, let's come back to you. What advice do you have for a struggling business? That's a little different. These people have been in business. They already got started some kind of way, but maybe they're not making any money. Maybe they're not growing. What advice do you have for them?
So I've been there, and what I have done, and there's a trifold of a formula that I use, and it's clarity, confidence, community. And one of the things that I found out that was not in play when I was having trouble gaining the clients or money was being made, I really didn't have clarity about what I was doing and what I was presenting to my customers. People know when you're confused. They may not ever tell you, but they know when you're confused, and they know when you believe in something, because even though if I post about something and you get tired of me posting, that also lets me know that I've been consistent in showing something and you are aware of what it is. If you're not clear about what you're offering, what you're presenting, and what people have said about your stuff, then you do find a place where it's hard to promote. It's hard to have that energy to where you're excited about your own stuff. You're talking about it. So I would suggest that if you are struggling, pause, take a look at what you're presenting and make sure that, one, you're clear. One of the things that we establish before we do any work with anybody is their brand identity. What's your mission? What's your vision? What's your core values? What's the brand's voice? What's your tagline? Does all of those things make sense? Simon Sinek speaks about the whole understanding about the why, understanding your why, not what you do. Why do you do it? Ensuring that all of those things line up with your target market. And once you understand your target audience and the people that you say that you are called to, or they want your stuff, ensure that the brand identity, the foundation, is clear. And then look at your services, look at your product, and make sure those things are clear. The process, it could be the process of how people get in touch with you. For me, you cannot get in touch with me unless you go to my website and you submit a form to schedule a call. That's it. There's no email on my website. There's no phone number, because I know for me, what's the best setup for me to give you your best work is a specific process of scheduling time so that I can talk to you. Because that's the other thing. A lot of times we have not established those boundaries in our business that allows us to be our best selves. We're doing what we think is best and what they want. No, you know what you need to do your best to provide for us. So what are those boundaries? What are those systems? And I think Adam just really talked about that foundation of your policies, your processes, your standing operate. What do those things look like? Does it make sense? Do you have a process? What is the beginning to the end? If you don't know that back end foundational information and you're not clear about it, you won't have the confidence. And when you don't have the confidence, guess what? Nobody's going to want to connect with you. Because if you don't believe in your stuff, baby, I'm not going to believe in it. I don't want to be excited about something that I got for you and you just kind of, melancholy with it. No, I need you to have confidence in it. And I believe once you get the clarity, then you gain confidence. Now you can build your community because people want to connect with something that they have seen themselves in and that you are clear about what you're promoting. So if you are struggling, pause, stop, take a moment, look back at everything that you're doing, make sure everything is streamlined, everything blends, everything flows, and you are clear about what you're offering, what you're doing, and how you're doing that so that that confidence can build and you can build your community.
Awesome.
GlenNeta, may I just highlight something that JT talked about?
Yeah, go for it.
That is,
And real quick, let me just say this. Elise Jordan just asked, is this recorded? It absolutely is. So enjoy your lunch, and we are going to put the recording out afterwards. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, so I just want to highlight some of the valuable things that JT has shared with you, with the audience. And that is, yeah, if you're struggling, stop. Take some time to kind of review and redress and do whatever you need to do. But more importantly, seek out help. There's so many services and resources out there that can help you. Don't reinvent the wheel.
Right.
9 times out of 10, the problem that you've encountered or that you're having with your business, another business may have had the same issue. And there are resources and agencies and support systems out there to help you navigate through those issues. And so I would add to what JT said, but I would also say that, seek out help and don't be afraid or ashamed or embarrassed to seek out the support you need to help you redevelop your business plan, to help you rewrite your operating procedures, to help you develop whatever documents you need to do what you need to do, or even to help you to regroup and rethink how you want to redirect your business. In the business world, that's pivoting, moving to another line of business or another area of business. And so I wanted to highlight, I didn't want those points to go away. I just wanted to highlight what JT shared with you and say to the audience, don't be afraid to seek out the support and the resources. There's so much support out there.
Absolutely. Katrina, jump in. Struggling businesses.
Yeah,
What
I
should
think
do?
that, first of all, JT and Adam are hitting it right on the head. I will say for business owners, it's important. A business owner carries a great deal of responsibility, right? And in saying that, my point is you can't be emotional about this, right? As much as you love it, as much as people say, this is my baby, this is this, you can't be emotional. Sometimes you would have to, and there are going to be situations where emotions are justified, right? It's going to be a time when you're going to be kind of on 10, or you're going to be melancholy. It's going to be some situations, but you're going to have to stop and focus because you're providing a service. And the exchange of capital for goods and services is really a big deal to people. If I'm giving you my coins or my dollars for your goods or your services, I expect a certain, I expect a certain delivery. I expect you to treat me well. And so sometimes we have to sit back, and from a realistic perspective, every day is not going to be a good day, nor is every day going to be a bad day. And how does that work into what we're talking about here? In addition to all of the organization, and Adam is so correct with that, having your paperwork and doing all of that, if you come and you have all of your paperwork together, you've done everything, you've gone through the classes, and you still have a level of uncertainty, we provide those types of conversations too. I think Angela said it, Adam said it, GlenNeta, you said it, being coached. JT, that's what you said you start your conversations off with, right? Sometimes some people may have all that they want to have in order from a business acumen, right? Their files may be as well as they want them to be, but it's something that's preventing them from taking that next step, and that's tied into confidence. And we provide those services too, right? It's not that anybody can teach you not to act on emotions, but we can talk through scenarios and get you to a level. I think Adam said it best, something, or, mistakes have been made, right? And then some people have to go down the road and bump their heads, but some people will listen and be like, well, that's a dead end down there. So I know someone that's gone that path, I'm going to turn it around, right? And so those are the types of services and opportunities, and people such as myself and others who have real lived experiences, right, that want to share that with individuals so that you will know, listen, think about it, stop, like when I was in elementary school, stop, drop, and roll, right? Just stop for a minute, pull back, think about how this is going to work, and make sure that your product or your services or something is unique to who you are. I think, JT, you said it about the personality and everything, because I see every day you might have 10 chicken wing spots on one street, right? If you're selling chicken wings, but you notice that there's one place in particular, right, that has the crowd, right? And the other time people are getting the overflow. Don't settle for status quo. Think about who you are, your branding, JT, like you said, and what you want people to see. That's so important. But emotions, think about that.
Absolutely. And let me just plug one other C word: consistency. Consistency. People trust you if you are consistent in what you are doing and consistent with your business. So if you're starting one business this week, and then next week you're over here selling water, and then over there, next week you're doing something else, people are not going to trust that you were confident in what you're doing. So that confidence also comes with consistency. And that's something that I've encountered over the past 10 years being in business. Okay. So let's jump into another question. What should small businesses be doing more of? What should or could small businesses be doing more of? Adam, you're already unmuted. You want to start?
Sure. I would highly recommend that you do your research, that you make sure that you do your due diligence, that you make sure you monitor and evaluate your competition to make sure that you're competitive. But always, I can't stress this enough, make sure that you're doing the right thing with your business. And what I mean by that is make sure that you're in the business of whatever you're doing, that you're competitive, that you're challenging whatever needs to be challenged, but you're polishing what needs to be polished to make your business the best business. And you do that by making sure that you're doing your checks and balances, that you're doing your research, that you're monitoring your competition, and that you're making sure that your ducks are in a row. I can't stress that enough.
Absolutely. JT or Katrina, which one of you want to go next?
I'll say that small businesses, again, I think I stated it before, be willing to be a lifelong learner. Right? There's always going to be something that someone else can share with you, and you can put it in context relative to your business. And lastly, I said it again, I hate to continue to repeat myself, but status quo should not be acceptable, meaning that you can't just go in and just give the bare minimum, or this is what I got, and that's it, right? In a small business, it's a grind, it's a hustle, right? You're going, I don't care if you've been in business 10 years, look behind you, there's going to be someone that's starting something similar, or, very, similar to yours, and they're going to be coming for you, right? So it's a competition, but it can be a friendly one. So remain relevant. That's whatever that means for your business, remain relevant.
JT.
I'm going to say stop being an introvert. Stop being an introvert. Every day I have to choose to not be an introvert because it's a lot. For people that go out, connect, it can be overwhelming. But do you know how much of my business has been more successful because I started connecting with other people that did what I needed? Because I had to take the question of what do I want to do in my business? I know I can do all, but what's my strength? And then what's my weakness? And whatever I'm weak in, let me see how I can go partner and collaborate with other people that are strong in that area. But it meant that I had to get out. I had to go to certain, shindigs and shake hands and get to know people and actually respond to them when I get their information and just follow up. Though I don't think, and I know I'm probably the youngest one on here, but I know I grew up in Alabama knowing how to mix mingle. That really wasn't taught. It really wasn't something that people showed me how to really engage and build authentic connections, not relationships, not friendships, just connections. Meaning where I see what you do. Hey, what's up? Just checking in. How's business going? Great. I don't want anything from you right now. I just want to connect. I just want us to build that system. So I say, stop being an introvert, actually get out, connect, meet people, let people know who you are, what you do, and know what they do so that in the long run, if there's something that you need, I have people now in my arsenal that I can build. I had a mentor one time. He showed me when we met down, when he goes out and he meets people, he had a spreadsheet. And he has their name, number, and email, and he keeps track on how he's connecting. So when he flies back to Cali or he goes to New York, he'll reach out to those people. And I know how social media has created it. No, we're not trying to talk to you. No, we're not trying to get your number and date you. No, we're just trying to connect. We're just trying to build and have a healthy system of community. I think if we can start doing that, we can really be in support of each other and not be in competition. Because the thing is, I don't want to be in competition with somebody who's stronger in the area that I'm weak in. No, win in that area. Let's see how we can partner. See if what I'm strong in, you're weak in. Let's see how we can connect and build this thing together so that we can win together.
Yeah, and JT, just to highlight your point, you can't do that as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, if you're shy about it. You've got to get out there and let people know who you are. And you cannot be afraid to ask for help, to ask for people to guide you, ask for people to give you direction on certain issues. 9 times out of 10, I've said this again, they've been through it and they can help you. And then I just want to say this, I take issue with what JT said about being the youngest.
Yeah,
I was the youngest. But
Thank you, Adam. I was saying, JT, I'm gonna talk to you after
I'm the youngest on here.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a leap year baby, so I'm really only 8.
Oh yeah, he might have us all on that one.
GlenNeta, I just want to say, add this one little piece to that. As an entrepreneur, and I had to learn this the hard way when my funding, when money was good and it was coming in and I was spending accordingly. But I had to learn. And my formula, you have to, make it work for you. But my formula was, of course, my tithes off the top. And then I had to start paying myself, right? I had to put myself on a salary out of my money and then reinvest in my business or put it up for savings. Now, if you talk to my husband, he would say that's not really happening, but in my mind it is, right? You have to, when days are good and you got stacks coming in, like, don't go and be irresponsible and just go out balling or doing something like that. You have to be responsible because the next day may not yield as much in your profit, right? So you have to think about that and put some up, but pay yourself. And if you're paying yourself, you'll know if your business at a point, you're like, listen, I know every Friday I'm going to do $500 for me. After, that's after I've paid my bills, I've done this, I've taken care of my employees. You think about yourself in that respect.
Absolutely. And that just makes me think of something. I read something online where it was a group of business owners and they said, how much do you pay yourself out of your business? And someone said lunch. That's about it. That's about it. I feed myself lunch and that's about it. So yeah, we do have to get to the point where we're actually paying ourselves because look, we were just working for free, right? Okay, so on that note, let's talk about free resources. How do we find funding and free resources for our business. And who wants to take that one first?
I'm going to piggyback. I'm going to jump in and be very short, but I'm going to piggyback off of what JT just said. One, becoming, and Adam said it the same thing, not being an introvert, talk, ask questions, right? You have to, and again, that makes you relevant, that you become relevant about that, but never stop. And don't, I see a question that was in there and someone was talking about, you know, they went in debt, it's jeopardizing their credit and things of that nature. And some people want to come in and put all the money there, but the resources, the first thing you start with, of course, anybody watching this, they're privy to this information through GMIN. There are a lot of other organizations like this, but I will say that GMIN, that sits right in the heart of Atlanta, right on Northside Drive, and they're celebrating 25 years this year. It's the real deal, right? So they've been helping businesses throughout, and there were some, and if anyone is listening, there's one, we're gonna come back and get you because it didn't work out well the first time, but we're coming back because there's a personal touch to this thing. But you know, in the research, I think that Adam mentioned, but also I found this since I've been home retiring, if you know what to say, or even if you don't, go and Google, and if you put in right now, assistance for small businesses, right? Go past the ads. Don't hit the first 2 or 3. Don't hit the ones that say ad. Start going down. And if nothing else, read the first paragraph. It's going to offer you some advice, and it's going to begin to kind of like when we were in elementary school, connect, you know, the context clues, right? This word, and then be like, oh yeah, I can do this. But never stop looking through, Googling, reading, and things of that nature, asking questions.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Adam, did you want to weigh
Yeah,
in?
I would just highlight what Katrina said. And of course, I got to plug GMIN because of its incredible work to the Atlanta community and outside of the Atlanta community. And we are just prominently located on Northside Drive, just walking blocks from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, from the Atlanta University Center, Morehouse, Clark, Atlanta University, Spelman. And so we sit right here in some very prime area. We're accessible and we're available to you and we'll provide services to you. And many of our services are free. And so I can't stress that enough, that it's available to you at no cost. And so I encourage you to go to GMIN's website. And I think we'll post that or have it posted for you. But do your research and look at some of the programs that GMIN sponsors. It's only the beginning for GMIN in terms of some of these big projects, although GMIN's been doing it for 25 years. And I say it's the beginning because we've got a slew of other programs that we're going to be doing to provide services to the business community, the entrepreneurs, small businesses in particular. Do the research, and we welcome you to come down and ask questions and get information from us so that we can help you become successful.
Awesome.
Yes,
JT,
and I would say the same thing. GMIN, everything. I'm teaching now for websites. If you need a free website, I'm teaching class now with GoDaddy. They're giving free website, domain, and email for at least 2 years. So that's free. But one thing I want to share with you all that I ran into when I started getting funding is when you start applying and you may not qualify, don't stop. Identify why and then go and get it fixed. One of the things I've learned in life is that when I start getting my stuff together, so much comes up. And it's not coming up to deter me. It's really coming up for me to identify how to correct it, how to fix it, how to get on the right track. So if you see that you don't qualify because of those reasons, don't run away. Get excited because now I know what I need to start working on so that I can apply them. That's another thing that GMIN will help you do. Identify how to get your stuff together. I hated during the pandemic, so many business owners could not get some of the resources because their financials was not together. They were not, they didn't have their EIN or their LLC. They did not have their taxes, and they were doing phenomenal work. So don't run from what you don't have. Learn what you need to have so that you can apply, you can get approved. Don't feel defeated, feel excited because now you know the areas that you need to work on so that you can get your stuff together and get the money that you deserve.
Yeah, and let me just also add on to that. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you start talking to other people. That's why the networking events and collaborations and partnerships and all of those are so important for business owners, because sometimes you're like, you don't even know that you need this until you talk to somebody else and you're like, oh, you have that? Oh, why do I need that? Or how do I get that? So, we put ourselves out there, and sometimes we make ourselves feel like we're all by ourselves, but you're really not, because everybody is struggling in some kind of way, right? Go ahead, JT.
Right. Listen, I used to say, oh, the devil is on me. The devil is trying to stop me from moving forward. And then I had to stop and say, wait, no, this is probably God saying, let me clean you up. Let me get this stuff together that you won't, because a lot of times there were habits and things that I did not learn about saving and money that I would sweep under the rug thinking it wasn't going to come up. But when those things start coming up, when your credit starts coming up, because I learned I couldn't get business credit if my personal credit was not together. So let me start working on it. So don't take it as an attack when you start seeing yourself getting denied. Get excited. It's going to be hard, but find the excitement to learn now, because now, if you look at me now, 60 days from now, it's going to be different, because I'm going to start choosing to do better. I'm going to learn. I'm going to connect, so that when I reapply again, all I'm going to get is accepted. Congratulations, you got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let those no's fuel you to get to them and flip them into yeses. So absolutely. Yes. So we have 10 minutes left, you guys. I hope you are enjoying all this amazing free information these amazing panelists are giving you today. DeMarcus Collins, thank you for being here, DeMarcus. He wants to know, he's gotten into some major personal debt for business purposes. Now his personal credit is in jeopardy. Do you all help with things like that? Anybody want to weigh in?
I'll answer it. We do through one of our programs, and I specifically through probably the TAP 2 GMIN program with our partnership with Invest Atlanta. And let me just say this too. I do have to plug the governmental agencies who support agencies like GMIN, because these government agencies, whether we want to believe it or not, want small businesses to do well and to succeed. And that's why they set aside all this money to distribute it to organizations like a GMIN to help entrepreneurs and small businesses. So I don't want us to leave this session without saying that we've got some incredible partnerships with local government, Invest Atlanta in particular, the City of Atlanta, and others, and they really want businesses to do well. Our TAP 2 GMIN program provides technical assistance in the categories that we mentioned earlier that can assist with not a full-blown credit counseling type process, but it can kind of help you and guide you and navigate you through what you probably would need to do to make improvements to your debt and to your credit to help you move forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff. JT, let me come back to you really quick, because one of the questions that we received in advance was, what if I can't afford? What should I do if I can't afford a professional website for my business? Can you talk a little bit more about the upcoming and current cohort for GoDaddy?
Yes.
And just how that can help them?
Yes. So if you cannot afford, if you go to gmen.empowerbygodaddy.com, that is gmen, GMEN.empowerbygodaddy.com, you can register for our summer and fall cohort. We would do a 5-week training of how to design your own website. You have to do the training, you have to do the courses. It is at your pace, but we will do 3 live sessions where we will go through 3 of those cohorts, and the other 2 will be homework. So you'll flow through it, finalize it. Once you complete it, we then give you the information. And I'm telling you all, I wish I would have had this starting, because they give you the information that you need to know about building your website. And yes, I know people say, oh my God, I'm not a website designer. No, we're not telling you you're going to go out and try to start charging people. But if you take the time to follow the information and not feel defeated when you go in, because a lot of times people feel defeated when they go in and know they're not going to learn it because they already have the mindset not to want to gain the information. So go there, fill out the information, submit. Yes, you do need to have a registered business. So if you don't, you have time, because there's a fall cohort. Go and apply for your EIN, connect with different units even of how to get your paperwork, sole proprietor, LLC, whatever that may be, so that you can get into that. And if you don't go that route. Maybe we're full or something and you don't have a website, I would say get creative. Definitely utilize social media and utilize Google, right? Because you can function through through social media by managing your business. You don't have a website. It's not saying you're not going to, it's just right then. So get strategic. Depending on what you're doing, if it's services, you can put a link in your bio. You can create a free Google form, and that could be where you schedule. You can find areas that do free invoicing that you can send invoicing. One thing Adam has been saying from the get, creating that process, that system, identify how you're going to utilize that system through social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, because they do empower you to be able to do that. So just create a good system, figure out how you're going to connect with people, utilize Google Suite. I think $6 a month, you can get an email, a business email domain. You don't need it because you don't have a website yet, but you can get a domain, G Suite for $6 a month. It'll give you access to all of these free tools, online, everything. Follow that, create a system, do social media until you have enough that you can start building your own site to bring in somebody. So that's what I would say to do.
Absolutely. That is such good information. Shakira, thank you so much. She put that website in the chat. So grab it, take a screenshot of it, copy it and paste it, do whatever you need to. And something I used to tell people too before, if you don't have the money to get a professional website, don't let that stop you from doing business. Like you can literally go and get a domain name from GoDaddy and route it to that social media page until you get a full website like JT is talking about. You can just route it straight to that business page, and then when you get the full website, you just have to learn how to grow as you go. Just don't let it stop you from doing anything. Real quick, we're getting ready to wrap up, guys. Grants versus loans. Who can talk about that really fast for me? Grants versus loans.
I'll jump in quickly, but there are a lot of grants. There's actually a federal, and I don't have that, I'll get it to you now, but there's actually a federal website. You can go to grants.gov and it covers everything. I mean, there are grants on so many levels that you would be surprised of. How to make coffee, how to do this, like grants, for this particular demographics and others. And the loans, to everyone's point, their earlier points, that level of responsibility and having your paperwork together, because you're pulling off of, you're borrowing someone else's money. Understand the difference and understand the resources. Don't be so quick to jump in and everything be about the money, money, money. And then even if you get it or you don't have the foundation to sustain it, right? So you have to have that knowledge to go along with those monetary resources. But grants.gov, it's a federal website, and you can get an account. It's free, but they give you all types of grants. And the beautiful part about it is that it also gives you ideas, right? You look at that and you be like, oh yeah, again, the context clues.
Awesome.
And if I just want to highlight what Katrina just said, and I would certainly highlight and say that if I had to give advice or consultation on grants versus loans, I would recommend that you look at grants first. There's so many grants out there, and I think the site that Katrina quoted is a very resourceful site, and I would encourage you to look at that site. So if I had to advise you on getting a grant or a loan, I would say, hey, let's exhaust whatever lists that are out there regarding grants, and then look at loans. So look at grants first, and then use loans as sort of your fallback, your secondary route to take. And if I may also add, GMAN will be developing a new loan program. We're very excited about this program, and we hope we'll launch it in August or September, but it's our own loan program where we'll make loans to entrepreneurs and small businesses. And so I encourage you to look out for that program through our website.
Awesome. Let's get our final motivational messages in for these amazing entrepreneurs. We thank y'all so much for joining us today. JT, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So this is what I say to everybody, and I live by this. It's two of them real quickly. One is, don't allow your past experiences to hinder your future expectations. We know people have dealt with things and you've dealt with things, but what do you want out of your future? Go after it. And the second one that I live by, Dr. Darius Daniels said it, that stop looking for the, it left me, stop looking for, oh, it went. Well, it went. So you're going to use the first one. Don't allow your past experiences to hinder your future expectations. If I think of the second one, I will put it in the chat, but that's what I'm going to say to you.
Look, JT, you've given us so much. I don't think anybody's going to be worried about that second quote. Katrina, go ahead with your final motivation.
Yeah, quickly, just want to repeat, treat people, the golden rule, treat people, customers, consumers, employers, employees, the way you want to be treated. And number two, I am, as a consumer, hey, I'm looking for something original, right? That's be original. I'm looking for something original, and don't confuse comparisons with inspiration, right? There's only one you, and you're the only one that can deliver on that product of yourself. So remember that, and you know, embrace it.
Awesome. Adam, final motivational message.
Final, and I think Katrina and JT have mentioned it throughout this entire session, and that is, I would encourage you to stay on top of things, make sure that your documents are in order. It doesn't hurt to check and recheck and then double check again. Make sure everything is polished and always ready to go. And then always be ready to take on the next opportunity and the next challenge, and always do your research for opportunities for you.
Definitely.
Awesome, awesome. And my final message to you guys, I want to let you know, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to start over or to change something. Like if there's something that's not working, don't stop what you're doing, just change it and jump back in and keep going. You know, there's so many things that happen to us and they're like, oh, we're just going to stop doing this. And I'm gonna quit this business. Just change the way that you're doing it and find a different direction, but just don't quit, because the sure way to fail is to quit. Okay.
Yep.
So real quick, I know we're 101, we're 1 minute over. My final messages and announcements for you. One of our team members, Sanya Toomer Bates, who's an amazing executive program director with us. She lost her father this week. Please keep her in your prayers, because she would normally be on here with us. So Sanya, we are praying for you. We love you. Our Juneteenth celebration is this Saturday. So shop West ATO, go to the Georgia Micro Enterprise Network's Facebook page, and you will see all of the links on there. You will see all the upcoming events. It's Shop West ATO campaign. So we are encouraging everyone to shop Black businesses in the 30310 zip code this Saturday, and we're actually offering $10 coupons. So you can register online and you can show up, and we're going to give you a $10 coupon, and then you go and shop, and then you're going to support all the amazing businesses in that zip code. Okay. I want to shout out to our executive director of GMIN, Elizabeth Wilson. She rocks, and she's behind all of this, and she is the reason why we're doing this, and she is so amazing. Find out about other programs and funding at gmin.org. Yes, the replay will be ready by the end of the day. I'm going to work on that, and we're going to work on that shortly. Happy 25th anniversary this year in September to GMIN. So you're getting ready to start seeing a bunch of events and a bunch of things come out, because we're going to be celebrating all the way up till September. And that's it, y'all. Thank you.
Can I just say one last thing? I encourage the audience to make GMIN's page your web page.
Yeah.
Make it your web page. And always look for activities that we will be having throughout the year. I want to just highlight what GlenNeta said about this weekend, the Juneteenth celebration. If you're in Atlanta, it's going to be in the West End area, the historic West End area. So come out physically and enjoy the activities that we'll be having in honor of the Juneteenth weekend celebration.
Awesome. Anybody else? Everybody good? Angela, you good? You want to throw something in there? No.
When I say NAV, you say GA.
GA.
NAV GA.
NAV GA. All right,
Thank
guys,
you.
you all rock. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you.